Hello, I am TPR Joyrider and welcome to my track guide for the twin ring Motegi in Japan. This is my first track guide, so we're just going to jump straight in. So we're fast approaching turn 1. We're going to be looking to spot our braking point as early as possible. I like to use this white marker on the left hand side just before the curb, and then I brake hard down into second gear. At this point we're going to tail off the front brake and just use a little bit of rear brake to rotate the bike. And we're now looking for a late apex on turn 2 so we can get on the throttle nice and early and get a nice run down the straight and carry as much speed as possible. Now approaching another double turn, 3 and 4. I like to brake just after the 150 meter board. There's a little shadow, and then turn in just before the end of the curb and carry your speed into this corner. Momentum's everything here. I want to try and point the bike far up the track. A lot of people incline just to look at this direction, and it just runs you off the side very quickly, and we lose a lot of time over the curb here. So I'm about to mess up my own advice for turn 5 here, but I like to brake around this orange mark on the right hand side of the track. Then I'm going to turn in at the white line just before the 50 meter board and aim for the curb on the right hand side to keep it nice and tight. As you can see, I went a little bit deep. The most important thing here is to get the bike straight as early as possible. Just a little lift now for turn 6, not too much because you will scrub off speed coming up the hill if you lift too much. Now just around this curb we're going to turn in and drop down to third gear for turn 7. I like to try and stay tight to the curb and use these concrete strips at the end for my reference points. So accelerate at turn 8 and then just lift and coast and try and aim for this piece of concrete at the end of the curb again. Once you can see you've got the bike lined up, it's just about getting on the power nice and smoothly and accelerating towards turn 9. I brake just after these two white markers on either side of the track. I want to brake a little bit deep into this corner because I want to straight line the bike as soon as possible. At this point I'm just going to be on the rear brake alone. The idea here is I want to carry momentum around because there's a little hump and a bit of a hill here, and it's very easy to wheelie, as you can see I've just done. Now braking just around this shadow up to the 150 meter board for turn 10. Again, nice and deep, onto the back brake, rotate the bike, aim for the concrete strip on the inside of the curve at the end, and just try and minimise the wheelie up the hill. So we're now approaching a very difficult turn 11. I'm looking to spot my braking marker about halfway down the curb before the 150 meter board. It's always better to brake a little bit early here rather than a little bit late, because it's going to make all the difference when you get back on the power. I'm now aiming to turn in at this shadow just before the 50 meter board, and again I'm going to late apex and aim for the little concrete patch just at the end of the curb. If we get this right, we get a nice smooth drive off the corner. So setting up for 12, 13 and 14, I just want to back off and drop gear just before I leave the tunnel and coast around. So now I want to just drop a gear and just coast and change direction, dab the brakes if I need to here, but I want to get back on the power here, so it'll take me up the track towards the end of the curb. Instead I've got on the power early, it's taking me out to the left a little bit. This means I've had to compensate a little bit more than I would have liked to. I've scrubbed off a little speed, but in the grand scheme of things, not too bad. And there we have a lap of Motegi. I will update you with more track guides as the IMGC season unfolds. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and catch you next time.